Hello and welcome to Martin's Games. So I'm a big Star Wars fan, as you could probably tell by all the Star Wars videos on my channel. But I've never replayed the Star Wars Battlefront games on the PS2 or Xbox. I was playing more Star Wars Rogue Leader on the GameCube. Now I was very excited for the Star Wars Battlefront game that EA made for PS4 and Xbox One obviously. The trailers made the game look and sound just like the film. I even went to the midnight launch and got this awesome poster. I even got this Star Wars PS4 controller. Not the best PS4 controller, I don't like it that much, but it's Star Wars, so it doesn't really matter. But let's jump into the review of Star Wars Battlefront for the PS4.
From when you turn on the game, the first thing you see is how stunning the game is. EA Dice, who developed the game, actually use models and props from the films to help design the game, and you can really tell. This game is really beautiful, and the sound design is even better. The soundtrack, footsteps, and even the sounds from the ships really immerse you in the Star Wars universe.
So, let's actually see what this game has to offer.
From the base game, there really isn't much there. There is no story mode, but there is a training mode and a wave-based survival mode, which is fun and can be played in multiplayer, online and couch co-op. There is also battle mode, which I believe wasn't at the start of the game, but it's there now, so it must have been added later on. But anyway, you're up against some AI, and the first team that gets to 100 points wins. Another fun mode that can be played on your own or with friends on the sofa. The main game mode this game is based on is the online multiplayer mode, where you can have up to 40 people in an epic battle with Walker Assault. This is a game mode of up to 20 people online on each team. The Rebels have to stop the massive AT-AT Walkers, and on the Imperial side, they have to push the Rebels back and destroy them. It's a fun game mode. The Rebels basically have to find these terminals to get some Y-Wings to bomb the Walkers, and then they have to shoot the Walkers when they've got ion blasts on and destroy them. And the Imperials have to basically stop the Rebels, turn their machines on to get the Y-Wings to destroy the AT-ATs. So it's like sort of like capture the flag kind of gameplay mode. A long game, they take a long time to play, but it's still quite a fun mode. You can also play as heroes or fly around in vehicles or walk around in vehicles in some cases, if you can find the tokens, but more on that later. Supremacy is another 40-player game mode, but it's more about capture the points instead of blowing up big massive walking robots. This mode is quite fun, but not as fun as Walker Assault. There are also smaller game modes like Cargo or Droid Run, where you are in teams of 6 battling out in different objectives like capture the droids or escorting cargo. In my opinion, I prefer the smaller game modes, just because I find the maps too big in Walker Assault and Supremacy, and I spend most of the time walking around looking for a fight. With the smaller modes, you get into the fight faster. My favourite mode out of the base game is Fighter Squadron, where you can fly around X-Wings, A-Wings in the Rebel side, or TIE Fighters and TIE Interceptors in the Imperial side. This is basically a dogfighting mode where you fly on ships and try and blow each other up. If you're really lucky, you can even fly as the Millennium Falcon or the Slave 1, only if you can find the token. Again, more on that later. I just wish they had more ships to fly around, like the Y-Wings, TIE Bombers. I mean, they are kind of in the game, but you can't play as them, so that kind of sucks.
Now, this is something they changed in the second EA Battlefront game, where you can fly around in so many more ships from the Star Wars universe. But that's Star Wars Battlefront 2, not the first game.
Let's talk about how you become an awesome hero in battle or take flight in the next wing. It's basically luck. A token will spawn in the battlefield somewhere. If you find it, you can pick it up and then use it. That doesn't sound too bad, but when there are 20 other people on your team, you're very unlikely to pick it up. I hardly got to become a hero in this game because it's so hard to find. In the whole time of playing Fighter Squadron, my favourite mode, I have never been the Millennium Falcon or Slave 1. Well, that's what I would have said and written in the script right here. But as recording the footage for this game review, I actually found a token and flew the Millennium Falcon. But still, the system sucks. I mean, I've had this game for 5 years. I played quite a lot of this game as well when it first came out, and I've only been the Millennium Falcon once. Also, in the original game, there were only 6 heroes to choose from: Luke, Leia, Solo, Vader, the Emperor, and Boba Fett.
There isn't many characters to choose from, and they're all based on the 3 original films. What about the other 4 mainline films in the series? Yeah, that's right. 4 films. At the time this game came out, episodes 1 to 6 had already been out for a few years by now. And after a few months the game came out, episode 7 was just released. So that's why episodes 7 to 9 were not included in this game, unfortunately. But what about the prequels? They were out. Also, they included DLC for Rogue One, which I kind of see because it fits into the timeline of Star Wars Episode 4. But what about the prequels? Again, this was corrected in the second Star Wars Battlefront game, created by EA. But now it's time to talk about the DLC.
After the original game's release, EA also added even more content. Like the Jakku map to promote the new release of Star Wars Episode 7 The Force Awakens, and that was free. This was great as it was adding more content to the game, but the rest of the content was not free. It's also added more maps, game modes, characters and even vehicles. The first paid DLC was Outer Rim. This added Jabba the Hutt's palace map and 2 more characters, Nino Nub, I can't say his name, and Greedo. This was cool as you got to explore Jabba's palace, but the 2 characters were okay. The second paid DLC was Bespin. This let you explore Cloud City as a map and introduce Lando and the bounty hunter Dangar. Oh, I nearly forgot, this introduced cloud cars into the game, and I love them, they're awesome. I like this DLC better because Cloud City is an awesome place to walk around in, Lando is one of my favourite characters to play, and as I just said, cloud cars are awesome. The third DLC was the Death Star. This obviously introduced the Death Star as a map, and also the 2 best DLC characters in this game, Chewbacca and Bossk. Bossk is one of my favourite Star Wars characters ever. One of the first toys I got as a kid was Bossk, and I've loved him ever since. I even got a signed picture from the actor who played him. And Chewbacca is obviously just well loved by everyone. Everyone loves a bit of furry Chewbacca. But why wasn't Chewie in the game from the start? He's a standard Star Wars character. Also, this introduced a new kind of game mode where you start off as an X-Wing getting past some Star Destroyers, and you destroy the Star Destroyers, and then you land on the Death Star and you have to, I think, rescue R2-D2, escape with him, escort him out, and then you have to try and blow up the Death Star. It's an awesome game mode. And the 4th and final DLC was released to go alongside with the film Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. This DLC included Scarif as a map. Also, you can fly around as a U-Wing and a TIE Striker. The characters Jyn Erso and Krennic were playable, but it also included Shore Troopers and Death Troopers, which are awesome to play as. Like the Death Star DLC, this also had a game mode where you start in space, go onto the ground. I love these game modes. I wish there was more, there's only 2 of them.
Now the DLC did bulk up the game, but they were all paid DLC. So in total, the game did cost you a lot of money, and it probably wasn't worth it. But there is one thing the game is worth buying for. If you have one of these bad boys, then you're in for a treat. This game costs you about £5 now, and with it you can download for free the Rogue One X-Wing VR mission. And it's one of the best VR experiences I've ever played. So if you have one of these, definitely pick this game up just to experience that itself. I'm going to leave the review of the VR mission out of this review because I'll probably do a separate one later, probably after this. And this video is going on for too long already, so let's talk about the actual game itself now.
Before I finish this video, I should really talk about the controls and how they feel. They feel pretty good. The guns feel good to shoot and the movement feels great, just like a standard FPS. Playing as a hero for the first time does take you back a bit, as it takes you into third person and it's not just shooting. For some characters like Luke, it's lightsaber controls and force powers and stuff, so you have to get used to it a little bit, but once you get used to it, it does feel great and you do feel powerful. I'm on the fence with the vehicle controls, as they are a bit strange. The left stick isn't used for movement, it's all with the right stick. The left stick's just for speeding up and down, and the right stick is for going everywhere else. But again, once you get used to it, it does feel kind of okay. They did quite improve these controls in Battlefront 2, but I'll talk about that when I eventually review Battlefront 2.
So overall, The game itself, on its own, isn't great. With the DLC, makes it slightly better. But if you find this game cheap with all the DLC, go for it. I wouldn't spend over £10 for this game with the DLC, but it's not bad. It looks great, it sounds great. At the point of writing this review, it's probably a few years ago now because it took me a while to do this. This game was £9 with all the DLC. Now that's worth it. If you see it for more than that, I probably wouldn't go for it. Also, if you're looking to play online, you'll be sitting in queues for a while. I tried to get some of the footage for this review last week, and this is 2020, and I was sitting in the waiting room for about 20 to 30 minutes. Even longer for some of the DLC. Like Cloud City, Best Spin one, I couldn't get a match at all. So if you want to go for single player stuff, where there isn't much in this game, is it worth your time? Probably not. But if you have the VR kit, definitely pick up just the base game to download the free X-Wing VR mission, because that is really worth it. For just £5 probably, definitely have to give that a go. But if you're a big Star Wars fan and you like the look of this game, pick up Star Wars Battlefront 2. That's a much better game. Now, I haven't done a full review on that, I will do in the future. But that's a lot better than this game. Even with all the controversy, the second game is still a lot better. So go pick that up instead of this. But that's been my review of Star Wars Battlefront. So if you like the video, please give a thumbs up, new channel, or subscribe. Bye!